Guys, hi, welcome back. This is Wallace's at the Greenhouse. My name is Wallace. We are here in Homosassa, Florida. I think we've been open now 16 months and going, so thank you, Homosassa. All right, guys. Dr. Joni Davis. May I introduce you from Davis Family Hearing?
Nicely
Here she
done.
is. Welcome
I'm
down.
Dr. Joni Davis of Davis Family Hearing. We have 5 offices from Brandon all the way up to the Villages, but right now we're focusing on the Crystal River office in good old Citrus County. We love Citrus County. We love Homosassa. We also love good food. But I staff 10 board-certified doctors of audiology, and we treat all ages from newborn to geriatric. We literally work with every aspect of hearing and balance disorders. And we like to have fun while we do it, so it's not a painful experience. I'm interested. What are we cooking today?
Oysters.
Oysters.
Guess who's shucking some oysters?
So, just for the record, I've never shucked an oyster before.
Oh, shucks.
And he said, have you shucked an oyster? And I said, never. And he goes, this is going to be fun. So today, Dr. Joni Davis is learning how to shuck an oyster.
All right, don't get ahead of yourself. We're going to get the oyster soup first. But,
You're really laughing. I have no clue how to shuck an oyster.
It's okay. It's actually really, really easy. We're just
Okay.
going to end up using one of these guys or 2 of these guys.
Okay.
And one of these. Yeah. So, in the meantime, that guy's heating up right there. This will be the oyster and Brie soup, but I'm going to give her a pre-shuck lesson on this. You guys are more than welcome to go ahead and do this. Yeah, because she may surprise me. She may be like the shucking queen out of nowhere. If not, I'm giving her the time necessary to go ahead and shuck all those little 12 oysters.
Start early.
Okay. All right, just quick overview on top of them. All right. These oysters, these guys here are from Louisiana. All right. This is your oyster. Right over here is where we're going to actually take this guy, put him inside here, and we're going to end up like twisting this. Click, 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 until he opens up.
Okay.
Okay?
So gently.
Yes, yes.
What happens after you open it up?
You're going to have a lot of liquid just flowing out. So we want to catch as much of that liquid as possible. And we will be doing that by putting it inside one of these guys right here.
Okay. So we're going to do it over that.
No, we'll shuck it here and then empty the liquid and everything over there.
Why is that?
Here.
Just out of curiosity.
Because I shucked all these earlier, and I
Okay.
don't want to lose all that. That's
Okay.
great flavor that's going to end up going inside of the stew.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Oh.
Watch me.
Ah.
That's okay. Find that guy right there.
Okay.
He goes inside. There it is. And then we just go a little bit. Now, no pressure, okay?
Okay.
Literally no pressure, okay? Just get in there and twist. All right? See, I'm not stabbing in because if I do,
Gotcha.
I may end
You're
up
just-
cutting myself. I'm just getting it in,
Okay.
wiggling it just a little bit. It loosens up.
Okay.
Now, we're open. I started the knife this way, flipped it over. Now I'm going to scrape the inside,
Okay.
okay? That one I'm going to let go of that little membrane muscle that's up there. Then I'm able to open her up like this.
Very nicely done.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. This guy. Keep all that nice little juice inside there because we're going to end up using that over there.
Okay.
Okay?
He makes it look really easy, just for the record.
All right.
We have a beautiful
I
audience
had it over
here
real
today.
quick. Don't
okay?
worry. Don't worry. Okay. Thank you, Dan. So, get rid of a little bit of those shell pieces that were there.
Okay.
Fine. Put it back in your hand. Oh. Right there. And we flip it over like that.
Okay.
That easy?
And then you put it right there. Okay.
Done. Just like that.
All right. We'll see how this
You
goes.
got this.
Okay.
All right, let's move it that way.
Where do you
Sign
want
it.
these? Just right here?
Yeah, it is fine.
Okay. I feel like you don't trust me.
Not yet. Not yet.
So, right here?
Okay. Right over here. See?
Okay. I get it. So then you went in like this, and then you...
Yep, and then I flip the knife over. Sorry.
Flip
So your knife
it.
went this way, flip it over.
I got
And then
it.
we're going to go through the top, try to find the top of the shell, and scrape the top of the shell.
Scrape it. Okay.
Yep. I don't know, do you guys do that with like cochlear implants or anything? Do you scrape anything
Not
like
much
that?
scraping and
No.
hearing loss treatment.
Curious? I don't know.
We try not to hurt our patients.
Yeah.
Okay. So, now...
Okay, don't lose all the liquid yet. You're close, you're close, you're close, you're close, real close. Save the juice.
Liquid.
Oh, oh.
Is this why oysters are so
So what?
such a
Here.
I was gonna say that. Yeah. I see why they're so expensive now.
Oh, there we go like that.
Okay.
This is your turn.
Okay.
Go for it. Scrape it through. Yep.
So I'm gonna.
Let go of that little. Yep, that's it. All the way through.
Okay.
Perfect. All right.
And then it's staying
now,
there.
when we're going for presentation or when we're going for eating, we flip it upside down like that.
What's the difference there?
It's a lot smoother.
Smoother.
Yep. Okay.
And that goes right back.
In the meantime.
I don't think that deserves applause, but thank you.
Okay. Anyway, we're going to go on now to the oyster and brie soup. Okay. This is going to be a cream-based, almost chowder-like. The only thing different is I don't have any potatoes inside of there or carrots. So it's just going to be very nice and smooth, but it is cream-based, as I said before. All right. Pan has been on now. It's 370, 375 degrees. This is an induction burner. Please, when you're using induction burners, you need pure stainless steel pans. The good thing about it is you can set the temperature, and the temperature goes the entire time the same exact thing. It does not vary, and if it does, it quickly catches back real fast or cools down accordingly. So, first off, butter. Oh, can we see all that? Oh, I need like a mirror, like right here. Sorry, is this possible? Well, why not?
I can tell you, it looks delicious.
It's butter.
Like butter. I have a feeling I'm gonna like butter more than oysters because I still haven't cracked it yet.
Welcome to the show.
Who decided I got oysters? Whose decision was this?
This guy. Hands down, this guy. Okay. Butter's in. It's starting to melt. Yeah, okay. We got some nice little bubbles starting to form up. Yay. Shallots. Yay. Oh my God.
Best audience ever.
Wait until we have smell-o-vision next. Ooh. Depends on what I'm using it for. If I'm just feeding the family, no problem. Red onions, let's have a blast. The reason why it's a little bit of, it's sweet. The kids can identify with it. If I use shallots, I do that for the restaurant. I'm sorry. Yes, I do have to up it for the restaurant. Shallots are milder as far as that oniony flavor. They are sweeter than regular red onions. Yeah, they're so much easier. They cook a lot faster than red onions do too, especially if you're down that. All right. Oh. Pungency. Remember the pungency. All right. If you're a family that loves onions, I'm from the Caribbean, so yes. By the way, I have no problem eating onions. Neither do the kids because of that. This is a very delicate soup because I really want to focus more on the oyster flavor than anything else. Hence the reason that we're going ahead and using the shallots as opposed to the red onions. Guys, there's nothing wrong. You don't have to use shallots all the time. Just know what your personal preferences are at home. And if you guys want, go right ahead. No problem. Okay. So, shallots, the butter.
Can we take a minute? Lost the
Slurp,
juice.
slurp, 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 slurp.
Oh, is that where this is going?
Oh, come on. You can do it. Go for it. Okay. All right, let's talk about butter real quick. Butter has fat. It also has, yes, oils inside of it. We do not want to burn the fat part of it or the fat solids, the milk solids inside of the butter. So if we can take a quick look at that real quickly. We are still pale in color. This is where I want to start adding in our peppers, our seasonings, and then as soon as possible, add in the flour. All right. Yes, we want a small little bite inside of it, roasted red pepper flakes, some black pepper, great, no problem. There we go. Yep, red pepper flakes. Sorry. A little bit of sodium. Is that number 2 yet or 3?
I'm starting on 2.
All right, no problem.
How many do you need?
Well, we got 9 people here, so.
What
All of that.
are all of that? All of it? Okay. I got this. Hey, I
Yes,
got
you do.
this.
Check. Oh, it's tomorrow.
I
Tomorrow's
feel
the
like
appointment.
it's getting rescheduled. I do.
Flour, regular AP flour, okay? Suppose you're gluten-free, go right ahead. Use rice flour, use potato flour, use another starch. If we can see that, we've got a whole bunch of bubbles starting to form, okay? Now, what I am doing right now is making a roux by adding in the flour. you have 5 different types of roux, everything from a roux blonde, which is a white roux, to a roux brown, which is a dark, or a rouge, which is a really, really dark, dark brown. Now, if you're making jambalaya, Cajun cuisine, you just keep it inside and you just go, 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 go until it gets a really nice dark color on there. Okay, however, we are making clam-based stock, so that's where we are with that. I think that's where we're gonna get a nice little tan color. Remember, golden brown delicious? Yeah, that's about right.
It's perfect. Smells
This was
delicious.
clam stock. Yes. We will bring this up to a quick boil. Then from there, we will add in some heavy cream, followed by some more oysters. This was just clam stock. You could buy regular, like 12-ounce clam stocks that you have at the grocery stores and so on, in the little bottles. That's fine. That's perfect. For me personally, I use a lot of bases. So I actually use a clam base inside because I really want a richer flavor inside there. Yeah, I think that's it. I just gotta wait for this to bring up to a boil, add in the heavy cream, and then this guy, yes, I have heavy cream. Is that okay? It goes with the butter.
I was gonna say, if you have a minute, I have some oysters over here that need to be shucked.
Why? This is hilarious. I never get someone to shuck my oysters. I have to do it all the time.
I'm not gonna lie, I see the whole plan here, and I'm not really liking you much right now.
You know what? There we go.
You really don't trust me to do anything, do you?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jody. There you go. Next up, that guy there. Go for it.
How much do you want? Do you want all
that
of it
whole
in
entire
there?
thing is already pre-measured, ready for you to go.
All
It's
at
gonna
once, or
boom.
a slow, so it doesn't clump, right?
The fat content is pretty out there on that. It won't clump like
Okay.
this guy will clump.
I'm sorry about the oysters. I feel kind of bad about it.
You're fine. Don't worry
I
about
really
it.
Free hearing test.
No.
For everybody.
Hey!
You know what? I will honor that because this is a little bit of a noisy environment, in case people can't tell. And when you go to a restaurant, it does tend to be really noisy. And people who have hearing loss have the most difficult time understanding what people say in background noise. So it is really important to treat your hearing loss when you start withdrawing from these fun situations. I'm willing to bet most people here have normal hearing because everybody is and everybody shakes their head. Yeah. And that's not surprising. I can talk about hearing loss anywhere and somebody raises their hand and says, I have ringing in my ears or I have trouble hearing. Hearing loss is the 3rd most chronic condition in the United States, secondary to heart disease and arthritis. Side note.
Thank you for letting me know. I didn't know it was like that serious. Wow, thank you. That's awesome. It was just an oyster.
He is, isn't he? Sure. That's a common question, and I think the question was, how do you get somebody that you know is experiencing hearing loss to actually take that step to do something about it? It takes the average person 7 to 10 years from the time they notice their hearing loss to actually proceed with treatment. If you can get them in our office, it's a very easy scenario because we have a lot of fun in our office. Hearing loss treatment does not need to be frustrating. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions is, when you think about a hearing aid, what do you think about? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Big things.
Huge. Everybody thinks huge. And they're completely invisible. I have one over there, actually, but I'm busy stirring right now. So I'll put one on here in a minute. But my number 1 priority is that you hear better. But my number 2 priority is that nobody sees why you're hearing better. And that's a big deal. You don't want to walk around with your disability on your sleeve. And we were talking a little bit before we turned the camera on that it's very common for people to laugh at people when they misunderstand something. And the person who experiences that hearing loss typically does not think that it's funny. So the number 1 thing is people feel like they're getting old. And we see all ages. The number 2 thing is cost. And most insurances cover hearing aids now. So the other thing is I don't even like to use the word hearing aid. I like to use hearing devices. And the reason is because they're Bluetooth devices. They're like fun electronic devices now. They Bluetooth right into your... I can hear those oysters. Can you hear them? You can hear the oysters? Do you want me to shock?
Oh, no, you're doing great.
No?
Keep going,
Okay.
keep going.
But they do.
I'm learning a lot, believe it or not.
They Bluetooth. Hey, hearing loss
am.
treatment is really fun. It really is. You wouldn't think about pairing Dr. Davis and Wallace together, but do you want me to move the spatula right now?
No, you're doing great with that
Okay.
spatula. Keep stirring,
Okay.
counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise. So, anyway, these hearing aids, Bluetooth and cochlear implants, Bluetooth directly into your cell phone. So when you get a phone call, it goes right to your hearing devices, and people who otherwise couldn't talk on the phone hear great, better than normal hearing. It's like wearing a pair of headphones whenever you answer the phone. But they can also stream music, they can stream YouTube videos, they can stream Facebook. You're in the waiting room waiting on a doctor to bring you back and nobody can hear anything that's coming through the hearing aids. So a lot of it is getting rid of the old stigmas, because hearing loss treatment is not what it used to be. There's no squealing. People always think about that high-pitched feedback. There's no squealing. You hear great in background noise, and you can even activate the microphone on your cell phone. Sit it on the table, get up and go to the restroom, and you can hear what everyone is saying about you whenever you leave the room. So it's actual spyware device.
Nice.
Be careful if you see a cell phone on a table, what you say.
Go ahead, add in the rest of those guys real quick.
Watch this technique.
You got it.
We are learning all
Done.
sorts of stuff
Yes.
today.
Woo!
Put a wine in it?
Yeah, put some swing in there. Go ahead. Do it. Go for it.
Have a-
Go.
Oh,
Go.
alcohol.
Remember, you're
like
feeding your
oyster
family right
stew.
now. You're
We're
feeding your family,
The kids
okay?
are gonna sleep well tonight.
All right, guys, we are almost done with it. So I'm just gonna chop up a couple more garnishes real quick for it. What do you think? Smells good?
It's not as strong as it does smell good, but it's just, I smell cream is what I smell. I don't smell the
Yay.
oysters at all. I smell
You do?
cream and cheese.
You could. You don't really have
Just
to.
depends on how you feel that night.
Traditionally, when you're actually using wine inside your cooking, you're using it so you can deglaze your pan, so you can take all the scrapings and all the nice little burnt stuff on the bottom of your pan up and do it. We didn't burn anything inside of the pan. There was no reason to deglaze the pan. At that point, why would I go ahead and put in a nice flavored wine at the very beginning and just go ahead and get rid of all that when I could put it at the very end and I've got, now I've got wine with cream all at the same time now. It's super buttery. Have you ever had a Chardonnay and it's like super buttery and you're like, oh my God, how in the world did Chef figure this one out? When he pairs it with his dishes, yeah, cream and wine goes really good. These were just some chives. And then I'm gonna add in some lemon and some dill inside of it just to bring out a little bit more of a citrusy flavor on there and get cut through some of the fat flavors that are in there. Yeah, and then we just need to taste it real quick, add some more salt and pepper, and then we can serve.
All right.
That easy?
Sounds great.
I'm just gonna cut off a little bit of the peels on top of this real quickly. Why? Because I really wanna have some of the oils that come from the lemon more than anything else. I don't really want the acid juice inside there, just more so the oils. All right, and doing this, I'm gonna take off a little bit of this pit on the white. That way I've just got this guy here left. Okay. All right, you do need a sharp knife. If you got a dull knife, please don't bother doing it.
Is the white bitter?
I'm sorry?
Is the white bitter?
Very bitter. Very, very bitter. And then, guys, we will be doing some oysters, along with some stew and everything at the same time. Here we go.
Ready?
There you go. That's yours.
Can't wait.
Give it a shot.
Am I off stirring duties?
No problem. She doesn't know I had her stir the entire time.
I
There's no
kind of
reason
thought
to
he was
stir
having
it.
me do that to shut me up.
You were doing great. You were doing great.
All right, here we go.
All right, go for it. Do you need more salt? Do you need more pepper?
That's really good to me. I wouldn't add anything, but I do eat cheese tortellini frozen. So this is a real treat for me.
So let's just throw this in there real quickly. That sweetness that I was hoping you'd pick up on was the purpose why we put the wine in the very end. All right. If you make French onion soup, you use sherry at the very end or something like that. Why? Because all of a sudden you've got that great, there's a little bit more to this than there is just regular, yes, a better bouquet as opposed to, okay, it's just onions and beef stock. It's like, oh, wow, there's something else inside here. So yes, that sweetness that you got from there was from the wine. Yes, there is tons of cream inside there. We all understand that. And that cream has helped to accentuate that sweetness inside of the wine. All right. Adding on a little bit of lemons inside there, that just adds a little bit of the citric in there. That citric goes ahead, cleanse your palate at the same time because you need something to fight against all that cream that's going on there, or else you'll just have a tongue full of cream. Yeah, anyway, or a tongue full of milk. The sodium content on top of that, I think it's perfect. It's where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Heat is the only thing that I would bring up a little bit further
Okay.
on there. Roasted red peppers, pepper flakes would be great. Cayenne pepper, if you've got your favorite hot sauce and so on, go ahead, use that inside of there. Vinegar sauces, I would hold back on using the vinegar sauces now because you don't want to curdle the food that you just made using vinegar. Add it at the table itself while you're doing it. I think that's it. I think we're ready. We're just gonna add those guys in, the chives inside. Oh, wait. Go for
Yeah, I
it.
haven't
Go
had
for
my
the oyster.
oyster
Go
out.
for the oyster.
I was standing here
Do it,
listening
do it,
to you
do it.
talk, and I was like, he is so much more sophisticated than I am.
Go
Do
for
I
it.
slurp it, or do I just eat it normally?
Just put it in your mouth. Let's go.
You want me to slurp it, don't
Just
you?
go. Go for it.
All right,
Go.
everybody, it's
Come
my
on, do it.
first oyster ever.
Oyster virgin.
So we're good?
It's delicious.
Good. Awesome. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and
is.
start portioning out these guys. Before I mentioned having hot sauce. We actually make a lot of our own little oils. This one here is actually a chili oil. Chili oil. It's not hot. I do use paprika, smoked paprika inside of it. I blend it up with some oil, let it sit, then I strain it off afterwards. Yeah. So a little bit of that on top. Guys, enjoy. We've got some hot sauce coming around that we make in-house. Habanero hot sauce, island recipe. And I think that's it. Thank you guys so much. This was fun. Hey, Doc.
Yes, sir. I used to be a waitress. Did you know that? I did used to be a waitress. I'm in my element right now. I need a tray
We're
now.
saying goodbye.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
Bye.
for watching.